So, hello and welcome to another episode of the Turn 5 podcast, where myself and Ben will be bringing you all of our reactions and thoughts about the Formula 1, Formula 2, and Formula 3 action from the Hungarian Grand Prix weekend. We will start, as we always do, with the Formula 1. And Ben, your race review, please.
Um. Ooh. But how do you explain a good race without much overtaking going on?
The old Spain.
It, I'd say it was good, but was it good?
It was a slow burn,
Yeah.
a strategical. It was a race for the strategists rather than the overtakers, if that makes sense. Everything was there, but it was like Spain a few years ago where we had Lewis making an extra stop and Max only doing the one stop, and it was Willy
Yeah.
Won'sy. But this time it was the guy that was initially behind was like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do a one stop, bro. I love the radio message. It was like, do you want to do a one stop? Lando's like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
What other chance have he got?
Well, quite. I mean,
Also, like he unlocks the my tires are gone, then proceeds to extend. That was good.
yeah, learnt from the best there.
Yeah.
Um, it's a good one though. It's all swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Like Lando didn't have a great race start. He was looking to make a move and then got overtaken by two cars. He made the important overtake and got past Fernando Alonso reasonably quickly without losing too much ground to the front four,
Yeah.
but was pretty much stuck in fourth for the rest of that stint. I think it's
Yeah.
fair to
Yeah.
say.
He's still behind George.
So it's a quirk, shall we say, of the Hungaro ring, where you can have cars that are quicker, and yes, we can get overtakes, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's and I don't know. It's one of those ones that sort of like is a love hate relationship with it, isn't it? Like you can have really good races around the Hungaro ring, but I feel like most of those hinge on strategic calls or inclement weather.
Yeah. Or yeah. Definitely weather.
I'm thinking back to Ocon's first win.
Yeah, because that was chaos and that was weather.
That was bowling.
Then you had the 2019, the couple years before, you said Lewis do a two stop and chase someone down, and then
Yes, yeah, he chased down Max, didn't he?
yeah, so
That was a really interesting one. I think I can't remember. I think it might have been Drive to Survive where they got all like the team radio and sort of like put a bit of a spotlight on the backroom decision making of like we think we can do this. We need to make a decision within two laps,
yeah,
and sort of like it going up and back down the chain of like, okay, we have the green light, we can do this. Tell the driver to fucking do it. So it was interesting to like get that sort of insight. Obviously, that came months after the actual race happened, but I feel like those instances are the bits that make the Hungaro ring interesting. We haven't had a race where it's been dry throughout and it's just been overtakes.
yeah,
And equally, I know it's sort of like the way the cars are set up these years, but most of the overtakes we see are DRS assisted.
yeah. DRS turn one,
Yeah. If not turn one, turn two.
yeah.
So it was interesting to
And
see
the
that
only
the
reason it would be turn two is because you set him up in turn
turn
one.
one, yeah. It was interesting to see though that the the outside, the wider line through turn two yielded better results. Turn two is one of those really interesting corners where you could make a move either side.
Yeah, but so it's got like a slight camber to it though, hasn't it?
Yeah, slightly off
Which
camber,
really,
but it's also
yeah,
downhill.
yeah,
So, and it, I don't know if it impacts it or if it helps it that turn three comes up so quickly after it, because you're going through a downhill left-hander into an immediate right-hander.
yeah,
So if you're round the outside, then suddenly you're on the inside line for turn three, and obviously that turns into a benefit. But if you get enough up the inside of two, you should be ahead by the apex of three anyway. So yeah, I don't know. Track design in it. It's all
yeah. I just got whenever I like sim race there, it's got I like the flow to the track. It's
yeah.
just difficult to overtake.
It's. I don't want to sing its praises too highly for fear of public backlash, but in a
Yeah,
sense, it's similar in that way to a circuit like Suzuka,
yeah.
where
It's
it's
just
very much a good circuit to drive on, not necessarily to race on.
or not now good to race on.
The width and the size of the cars has become more of an issue. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one of those ones where it's like this is a cool time trial circuit where it's
yeah,
you against the road sort of thing, not how am I going to get past this bus of Fernando Alonso? Because once again, Fernando Alonso proved he can hold up the entire field
class.
as and so when he chooses to. And then just when the front runners think they've got a pit window, Alonso says, actually, I have pace. So your pit window doesn't exist anymore. Hilarious.
It's class drive.
Yeah, obviously exactly what he needed to do for his race. The Aston Martin was not going to be fighting those front
Well, yeah, I want
cars.
to. Where did they find their quali place from?
They brought some upgrades this weekend. I want to see if I can find a list of the full upgrades that they brought, but they brought some upgrades this week. Tech upgrades. Here we go. Um, Never mind. They had brought upgrades to a previous round. This one, they brought an upgrade for the front wing, which they said was circuit specific. RB brought front corner upgrade for performance with regards to flow, and cooling louvers, which were circuit specific. Red Bull did front wing for performance, but load, not flow, and front corner for reliability. And those are the only three teams that did upgrades. So, crazy. But yes, no, the upgrade package that they have brought in seems to have worked. This upgrade package is the first piece of work that Adrian Newey did for the car.
Well, so anything's like a fucking God knows what to them now, isn't it?
So, I mean, if Adrian Newey's first bit of kit that he's upgraded the car has
It's
dragged them to be like the fourth fastest car on the grid, what monstrosity is he cooking up
it's
for next year?
it's like Man City when they first got taken over. It's Fabinho and everyone else was like, "What on earth is that?"
I swear, Adrian Newey's just gonna be like snorting lines of coke off his fucking drawing board at this point, because I don't know what dimension he's from, but he sees things totally different to anyone else because he just designs winners. And he's taken a shitbox He's got them to 5th and 7th in a Grand Prix. 7th with Lance Stroll. Mad.
He wasn't bad this weekend. He was alright.
No, Lance had a good weekend. That's what I'm saying. He's made a car that people can drive. He's no longer at Red Bull, where he's forced to design the car for a
It must be
driver.
like, yeah, it must be like heaven for him now, isn't it?
It's like, just design us the quickest car you can. We don't care. Listen to the driver feedback, sure, but make it quick. And
Although I feel like,
having Fernando Alonso
yeah,
as the driver, the man's got half his lifetime of Formula One experience. The man knows what he wants and how he wants the car to be and how the car is reacting.
yeah, but Alonso's proved I thought you can give him an absolute dumpster of a car. He's still
Yeah, but
getting it in God knows what positions.
but equally, Alonso's going to complain about the little things. He'll complain about the big things, but he'll also nitpick. And that's
Yeah,
perfect. That's what you need. If you're going to make an absolute winner, you want someone that, yes, acknowledges the main weaknesses, but then also dives into this needs tweaking, that just needs to be changed entirely. What the fuck is that? And,
yeah.
just goes through the list of every single component of the car, and you've got a winner. I'm telling you, that team next year is the one to watch, and this is the first warning shot. And if nobody else pays attention to it, they're going to be up shit creek. It's nuts.
Them and I think it was Williams as well. They were doing some, but they've at the start of the year you're thinking, Jesus, they could be on something this year, and they're not even looking to upgrade their car. They'll be like, oh, we're focused on next year, and now it's like,
Do you know how I
is that
said?
starting to tell? Or
Do you know how I said a couple of episodes ago that like the aim would be to haul in Kick Sauber?
yeah,
They've done it. Aston Martin are already ahead of Kick Sauber.
after what 2
2 rounds after
2 weekends?
yeah,
Yeah.
2 rounds after I said that, the aim is to get back to where they should be, which is
So
ahead
now
of,
they'll be looking at Williams.
they're 18 points behind Williams, and Williams did not score this weekend. It's on the
It's
cards. Fifth is on the cards.
yeah, it's definitely on.
They've got just under half a season left, and they've now got Adrian Newey's work on the car.
So
If this
they've
is
got
indicative of anything to come in the future, because let's be honest, the Hungaro Ring and Zandvoort aren't too dissimilar.
yeah, Zandvoort should theoretically be a Aston Martin track, but then you go Monza
Monza, which is
and
completely
Baku.
opposite. Monza has always historically favoured Williams. Baku is sort of much the same.
In between,
Long
but then you go
straights, heavy
Singapore,
braking. Singapore, updated layout.
either or. Singapore, then Kota, which
I think they went okay there last year, actually. I'm going to have a look. I think Aston Martin did okay at Kota.
I guess
Never
they're
mind.
bringing more
No, they
upgrades
didn't.
in.
They did awful. They finished 13th as best. But Williams finally got a point with Franco Colapinto.
And he is a terrible driver, so yeah.
He's still got a seat for now.
But for how much longer?
That's going to be the one that breaks in like the 2 weeks that I'm not here, isn't it? Colapinto loses his seat. I don't know. I don't get the point of chopping and changing your driver. Like, Jack Doohan, 5 races, and now Franco Colapinto's had, what, 9?
And what's he done with it?
10, I think. 10 races, maybe. No, wait. Oh, that's
What was
pre-season
it?
testing. My bad. 1, 2,
Imola?
3, 4, 5. So Miami was
I
Miami
thought it was
Jack
Imola.
Doohan's last.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Doohan's last was Miami. So that was round 6. Okay, so Franco's then had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 races now,
Where's
and
his
still
best
hasn't
finish?
scored a point. The only driver Franco Colapinto is ahead of is Jack Doohan.
First rule of F1: beat your teammate.
He's not even in the car. Can you really call him your teammate if he's forced to sit on the sidelines because you stole his seat?
Beat your rival, whatever it takes. His best finish is P13.
What was Jack's?
What do you think Jack's was?
15th?
13th.
Right.
And that was at China.
China. Okay. So Franco could just be ahead of
But
him
what
because
I
he's got
will
more
say
finishes.
is Jack Doohan has never been below above 17th or below 17th. He's never been 18th, 19th, or 20th. And Colapinto has in the past 2 races.
I think that's a sign. Bring back Jack.
Yeah. Justice for Jack.
Seriously, what was that? Oh yeah, we're going to give Jack a go. Actually, no. What? Thanks, Flavio. Anyway, we've got slightly off topic. We're talking Aston Martin masterclass of 5th and 7th in an upgraded shitbox, which I think it's fair to say was the 4th quickest car.
Yeah, it was. Wow.
I'd say it was
Going off
the McLaren, the Ferrari before Charles had his issues.
a 4 second stint.
I think it was an electrical issue because he got told to change into a certain mode and then didn't have energy deployment at the top end.
Nice.
So it was the McLarens, the Ferraris without any issues, the Mercedes, and then the Astons.
And yeah.
And then Gabriel Bortolet. Man's getting a nosebleed. He finished 6th. That's his career best.
Actually, although I suppose Verstappen did have clean air at one point, and nothing happened, but nothing really changed. So
Verstappen finished 9th behind an RB.
yeah, he was getting stuck in that Alonso train.
He was behind Gabriel Bortoletto, both in qualifying and the race.
In the race, yeah.
So
Red Bull cooked, mate.
you can try and argue that the Red Bull was quicker, but I will say that the Sauber had him.
Sauber's 4th quickest.
Sauber's 5th quickest. Alonso was quicker than Gabriel Bortoletto. Is that just because his manager?
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories. Don't take your manager out.
That's
why. Lewis Hamilton struggled this weekend in a car that
with
was
old age or
I don't know. He's not settled into this team as well as he ultimately should have done.
I don't. He did win. I know it's a sprint race, but he did win the China sprint.
But
so there's obviously some
really
there
since then. Since they brought like upgrade packages, he seems to have gone backwards.
Well, it's not. I don't think he's gone. He's just stayed where he was.
Well, he's not winning sprints anymore, is he?
Well, it's just face it, China every weekend.
Yeah.
Then see what happens.
So I don't really know. He's not thrilled about his performances either. I don't know if you saw his interview.
Yeah, but I seen what he said.
Yeah. Doesn't paint a happy picture.
But then if he does pack it in after this year, who's going there?
Carlos, can we have you back? Who have they got? Ferrari Driver Academy. Scuderia Ferrari Driver Academy, the SFDA. Well, they've got someone that we'll be talking about quite a lot in a little while.
Oh,
But we'll focus slightly higher up than that, shall we? Right, so they've got in F2 Dino Beganovic. Where's he at in the standing? Oh,
unless
he's 11th. That's
unless
not
they
gonna
go
be enough
to
super license points,
Haas and say,
Can we
"Listen,
have Ollie
Ollie,
Behrman?
yeah,
That's not a bad shout. He did bits in that car before. Others are, well, okay, we're looking lower down. Formula 3, there is Rafael Kamara and Tuka Tappinen. Obviously, Rafael Kamara is currently at the top of the Formula 3 standings without getting into too many
I think
spoilers.
he's staying there." You know,
Shh. Took you away. Tuka Tappinen is 8th and has had. He had a podium finish this time out. It's his first podium of the season. He's had a couple of
yeah.
fourth
So then,
place finishes as well.
I think he deserves to
Oh,
drive more than.
He had a podium in a sprint race as well.
Oh, that's all that matters. That's all you need to do to take over Lewis is to get a
Yeah.
podium in a sprint race.
Yeah, he got third place at the sprint race in Bahrain, and then came fourth in the feature. Came fourth in a feature in Imola, and then got third place at Hungary. So, and then
Listen,
down another step on the ladder into the F1 Academy, they have both Aurelia Nobles and Maya Verg. I think they're back.
isn't this like your dream though? Watching Lewis just be shit every weekend.
Yeah, but there's a point where it's like the
The old man's had enough.
I think we've hit the point where it's the Simpsons meme of like, stop, he's already dead. You know,
Yeah.
the man's down. Stop kicking him. Yeah. I don't know what to do about Lewis. I mean, I say that he's still 6th in the standings.
Yeah, sort of. Qualifying is part of the issue.
I think it's a large chunk of it.
Yeah.
Leclerc is able to extract the performance out of the car, and Lewis sometimes is, sometimes isn't. His consistency is lacking in this car. But I mean, it was always, to take the cynics approach, it was always going to be this way, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because he has spent his entire Formula One career driving Mercedes power unit and Mercedes gearbox cars. Now he's in a Ferrari. That's very different. So, yeah, there's a learning curve, and he's had the first half of the season, so I'd expect him to now we're in the second half of the season, start kicking on. But if anything, it's in these last 5 races that he seems to have taken a hit to his confidence and has gone backwards a bit.
Yeah, and then it's difficult. See what happens.
Yeah.
Before you know it, he might have a break, come back to Sandville, and then suddenly put the car where it should be, and it's like, oh, he's back, and then go to Monza, and then
have a shit time.
Actually, it's more likely that it'd have a shit time at Zandvoort, and then suddenly at Monza they're fucking yeah,
Yeah.
and then it go back to being crap again.
Yeah. I mean, look, we've got like 3 weeks off now. This is the perfect time to just sort of like draw a line under it, mentally reset, and go again.
Yeah.
Attack the second half of the season. Do an Apex GP. You remember the first half
Yeah.
of the season does not exist. I
True.
do not know. No, he's got to do a Casper. Was that his name? I think it was Casper,
What
the team principal.
Oh, fuck knows what his name. He was the villain in Skyfall. That's what I know him as.
No, that's the CEO. That's Javier Bardem.
Oh, right.
That was Rubens. I'm
Okay,
thinking
then.
of the team principal, the German guy.
Oh, what the shit? Oh, what, the rat?
It was Casper. Oh my god. Kim Bodnia. Yeah, remember him now?
I don't know. The photo should be loading in
Okay.
any second.
Skyfi. He's one of the ones that sits on the pit wall.
Yeah, this is a very forgetful movie, can I just say? Oh, him. Right, yeah. Now
Yeah?
I'm with you.
Okay, cool. You're on the same
Yeah,
page.
yeah.
Excellent. Right. I am just impressed that I got the character's name right, okay?
He's got a hairline. He's got a hairline like Lewis's finishes.
What? Receding.
Yeah, 10th, 11th, 12th.
Jesus. Savage.
Could be worse. Could have been
Yeah.
Franco's fucking 90.
That's a KSI hairline, that. Right. What else? Well, okay, right. I did it sort of last time out in Spa. I will do it this time again because this time it actually paid dividends. McLaren, once again, did different things with their drivers. And I think the more that this becomes a just McLaren championship fight, the more we're going to potentially see this.
Yeah, for this year, yeah. It'd be like it
Because
for the rest of the
because
season.
they know that the fight is just between them,
And
and they don't have outside distractions, so they can almost just sort of discount everyone else and go, right, this is our best opportunity to get past him because we
Yeah.
don't really care about him. Fuck him.
So there's
What's
a
best for us? It's
88
the-
point gap between Norris and Verstappen. So
Is fine, yeah. Verstappen's not going to overhaul that unless Norris
yeah,
breaks a leg and misses 7 races, you know?
and even then, they're just probably focus on Piastri.
Yeah. They'll just go, okay, Piastri, time to make you world champion.
Bottas Piastri title fight.
How many points are left available right now?
I don't think Bottas is getting 284 points plus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rounds, that's 250 points if he clean sweeps. Plus there's 3 sprints in there, which are 8 points for the win. 8 points for the win, so that's
Yeah.
another 24 points. So there's 274 points on the table.
So he can win the title then. It falls short by 10 points, so who's got more than 10 points? Nico Hulkenberg.
Nah, legendary
Yeah.
title. Sonnet. Max Verstappen, would you like to borrow our car for the rest of this?
Imagine that.
Max Verstappen, you are the world champion in a McLaren.
Jesus.
That'd be the
Half
most
season
insane.
alone.
Yeah, that would be the most insane way to win a drivers' championship, wouldn't it? Get subbed in to the title-winning car halfway through the year and win.
Why do they not do like the F1 movie like that? A true underdog story.
So basically, what we're saying is that Yuki Tsunoda could still be world champion.
Yeah, but Lando or Piastri have to do something horrendous during the off season, so they can't drive a car for the rest
The
of the
rest of the
year.
season.
Yeah, but not that bad that they do come back next year.
Yeah, so Yuki Tsunoda literally needs Oscar Piastri and basically Lando Norris as well to never score another point.
Never score a point again, and he has to win
Every
every single race.
every single race, every single sprint has to be
Yeah.
first, and he can be world champion. So basically, we've already ruled out Jack Doohan, Franco Colapinto, and Ollie Behrman. They have been eliminated from this year's world championship.
Yeah, sad.
Next round, we will be eliminating
Yuki,
probably
Bortolesso,
Gabby, and potentially Sainz as
actually
well.
Carlos. Yeah.
If it goes certain ways, maybe even Liam and Gasly.
Well, there'll be another 25 points gone, mightn't there? So it could potentially be up to Stroll.
Yeah, that's nuts. We should have a little chart that we keep. Mathematically possible championship winners.
Yeah. Class. And it's like the Hunger Games. After every race.
Just
you
put a
have
little
been
edit in.
eliminated.
Just cut to an edit where it's just like, we now bring you the race results. Cannon shot.
Carlos
do like a
Sainz
holographic
has
version
been
of their face.
eliminated.
No longer mathematically possible to win. Oh, that'd be brilliant.
Gets interviewed after the race. Well, Carlos, your championship title hopes are over. How do you feel? So, what the fuck are you on about, mate?
After finishing like P19 all year, he's like, what? So, if we ever get into like some press pen, we've got to launch one of those.
Just
So, Carlos, it's still mathematically possible for you to win the championship this year. What are your thoughts about leading a championship bid for Williams? Which how quickly we get like everyone to just sort of look at us. Technically, though, it's a sound question because it's not wrong.
It is a bit like if Juan could win one.
That was a generational question, that.
Yeah.
Would Juan want to win Formula One at home? Oh my god. Because, like, I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you're asking an accurate question, what's the problem? Mathematically possible stipulates that we've done the research.
Yeah. I mean, what happens if...
While statistically highly unlikely, mathematically possible means...
In some universe somewhere,
exactly.
the McLaren's going to get done for
In some
illegal...
universe somewhere, Oscar
illegal
Piastri
car.
loses a leg and Carlos Sainz gets drafted back into the McLaren.
And then wins the championship.
Shows Lando how it's done.
Yeah, Jesus.
We get Carlando back and we think it's going to be all bromance, but it's actually just Carlos
It's all
leading a
happy.
rampage. We get like 3 days of happy social media posts and then Carlos absolutely sends Lando into the wall at lap 1.
Yeah. Then Sunday happens, it's like the fucking John Cena turn.
Unbelievable. With the iron chair!
Yeah.
Oh god. Right, is there anything else we need to talk about? Oh, Lewis Hamilton decided to drive wide at turn 4.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. He decided not to attend the stewards' hearing, so they just gave Max no further action.
I don't know how much of that is Lewis feel like it wasn't a penalty or Lewis just
Lewis
couldn't
can
be
be
bothered to
asked.
turn up.
I think it was more the latter, given his attitude this weekend. Like, he was nowhere. He was 12th. So, like,
Yeah,
what difference does it make? Well, he's not fighting Max for a championship. It's not like he needs to try and take points off him.
No.
So, yeah, still odd. And then obviously Gasly had his 10-second penalty for bumping Carlos wide at 2.
Yeah. I mean, that really took a second tap to his championship bid.
Yeah, that really put a dampener on things, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then Charles got given a 5-second penalty for driving erratically.
Moving under braking.
Yeah.
George Russell every lap. He bloody moving under braking.
Honestly, George Russell's team radio makes me hate him so much. He's such a whiny little bitch, isn't he? Like, he acts so like he's so cool and calm and collected outside of the car, and then he gets in the car and somebody moves like half an inch under braking, and he's like, "He turned in on me! Report him!" It's like, bro, it's not that deep.
George has never turned into anyone.
No,
before,
exactly.
so
He's
it's fine.
always left enough space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was. I don't like George's attitude in the car. Out of the car, yeah, fine. Maybe he's a bit, soy milk latte sort of pretentious.
Massive
but,
Tory.
Yeah. But in the car, he's an absolute Karen.
I'm
Like,
probably out of it as well.
I know. Yeah, probably. I know to an extent most of the drivers, if not all of the drivers, are. But it's the tone George takes when doing so. Like, Charles has done it, and he's been like, yeah, that guy's gone wide. And then they're like... I think it was like... I think he was actually following George for this one. But it was, penalty for the Mercedes, please. Track limits. It's like, okay, thanks, mate. Doing the job for us. But, yeah, I don't know. I think it's the way George portrays himself with the language and the intonation he chooses that doesn't help his image.
He needs some lessons from Fernando, doesn't he?
All the time!
Yeah.
You have to leave it a space. Just get lessons from Seb. He knows how to do a lesson of Fernando.
yeah. Well, just to tell the race director to fuck off. There's that as well.
Yeah. Right, so we touched on it briefly. Charles Leclerc had decent pace in the first stint. In quali,
first stint,
where did that come from? What the fuck?
I don't know.
But first stint, he was quicker than Oscar.
It was the quickest car, yeah.
Right, so I've got it here from F Data Analysis on Instagram. On lap 9, his race engineer asked him to switch to FS1, which is a PU mode, and the top speed of Charles dropped to about 280 kilometers an hour, where the ERS just sort of just cut off. So he's still sort of bottoming out at turn 11, and he's told to back off there. So now he's losing more pace. So I think that was a sort of we've had issues with the skid wear planks in Ferraris this year, so maybe that's a continuation of that. But the tyre wear was still excessive, and after his final pit stop, he was about 2 seconds a lap slower than Piastri.
Yeah.
And he was actually slower than his first stint, and that was with 70 kilos more fuel in the car. Which is nuts. So, yeah, it's a really weird one. How he makes one change, and there's like a very obvious, like they've overlaid lap by lap. So where he got told to change it on lap 9, they've overlaid the lap 8 speed trace and the lap 9 speed trace. And as he's approaching, as he's coming down the straight, obviously it's accelerating but tailing off as you reach top
Yeah.
speed. And the lap 8 one goes up to just shy of 300 kph. But the ERS, when he's changed it to FS1 mode, it tops out at 282. So,
Eek.
yeah, it was a weird one. It was a very weird one. So Ferrari have obviously got issues to look into and dissect, but they've got 3 weeks to do it. So fingers crossed they'll come up with something.
Illegal engine.
Bring back the 2019 rocket ship. Unseal those documents. Yeah. Kind of feel sorry for Charles because, I mean, it was there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was there for him
To at least get a podium.
Well, at the end of the first, and he was still in like the prime position to win the race. So
Yeah, end of the first stint, he was at least going home with second place.
yeah,
So
and you didn't really, you
I didn't think Oscar had an
at
answer
least
for
I
it.
didn't. I didn't expect Oscar just to have fucking past Charles. I was like, there's gonna be a battle there, and it's gonna be hard for Piastri to overtake.
Yeah,
And
at the
suddenly it's like,
pace
oh no,
at the pace Leclerc was carrying, that was not going to be an easy overtake. Maybe
yeah,
if there was like, if Oscar did a one lap undercut and Charles came out of the pits on cold tyres, maybe
yeah,
then. But if both guys, because like on the second stop they pit on the same lap, so they were both on cold tyres. So like in that situation, then no, it wasn't going to be an easy overtake. It was going to be a very protracted fight. But the change in engine modes and the change in the dynamics of Charles's car meant that it just fell away, which is really disappointing.
yeah.
So, especially after Charles was like, "Yeah, the Hungaroring isn't typically one of my stronger tracks," and then slams it on pole, and then to get like the crushing reality come back down
Yeah.
the next day. Yeah. The Hungaroring isn't one of his favourite tracks, is it?
Not now, no.
No. Right, let's go over our results. Have a think about if there's anything else in the race that we've missed.
No.
Obviously, Leclerc, we've discussed it, got pole position. Nobody predicted that. We all had either Piastri, Norris, or in Mel's case, Russell. So nobody gets the point for pole position. In last place this week is Ben and Mel. You got 2 points. Ben, you put both
Nice.
the McLaren drivers on the podium, but in the wrong order. And Mel put Russell and Norris on the podium, but in the wrong places. Chris is therefore in second/third. It's third, isn't it? Yeah, third place. With 5 points for correctly putting Russell in third, but putting both of the McLaren drivers the wrong way round. So he was almost on for a perfect podium there, which is a little bit scary because that would have really spiced things up in the championship. But the joint winners this week are myself and Sonia, who both just put Norris and Piastri 1 and 2. So we got 6 points. So Mel moves up to 28 points. Chris is on 38 points. I am on 47 points. Ben, you're on 48 points.
Oh,
And Sonia is on
Sonia's
53.
50. Nice.
So she's only 5 points clear. So, yeah, there's 6 points covering the top 3 here. And given that there are
And
16 points available every weekend, and more on a 17 on a sprint weekend.
And
It's
I can't
still
predict
awful.
Lando to win a race, so I've got one hand tied behind my back here.
Yeah, I suppose we haven't really spoken about that, have we? Lando did a very good job of what he needed to do.
Yeah,
Like,
everything.
yes, he had a shit start to the race, and that forced his hand. But he did
But he
what
still had to
he
make it
had to.
work and all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I said at the start of this episode that I described this race as a slow burn. I think that's exactly what it was, because it was almost like a game of chess. You know, you have the early opening moves. Norris lost a couple of pieces to Piastri. Piastri then gained an extra couple of pieces when Leclerc had his issues. But then Norris started building towards the end game, and
yeah,
Piastri was still fighting the cars around him. Yes, he was being coached and like discussing, you know, what do you want to do here? Do you want to keep Norris behind, or do you want to fight Leclerc for the win? And he answered Norris. As it transpired, it didn't really matter anyway, because Leclerc fucking shit the bed.
yeah,
But yeah, it was a game of chess, and Norris just ploughed. I thought he'd gone out too hard too fast on that set of hards when he made his pit stop, because he was pumping in fastest laps.
yeah,
But that apparently
yeah.
is exactly what he needed to do to get the gap. Because
Yeah, because it was right
yeah,
on the limit, wasn't it?
yeah. So no, it was well driven. Like, it was a good call from the strategy to make it work. I mean, I know it was like essentially last chance saloon of how to win the
Yeah,
race.
you weren't gonna lose anything, so you may as well risk it all.
Yeah, you're far enough ahead of the rest of your competitors that it don't matter. You're not
And
going to
even if,
gain anything if you do the same as the cars around you.
yeah,
Was the thought process, really, wasn't it?
he might have got Leclerc.
Yeah, but like, what's that? The thing was, when I was watching the race, right, and I was looking at it as like, Christ, Leclerc's quick. Leclerc could win this. And then thinking about the championship and the points difference. And it's actually more beneficial to Norris if Leclerc wins and Piastri comes second and Norris comes fourth, because he only loses 6 points
Yeah,
compared to if it's a 1-2,
two,
because
and
then he loses
25 and
7.
18. Yeah,
Which is really weird, isn't it? Like, he's another place further back, but he still only loses 6. He loses 1 less than if he was right up there with him. But as it transpires, he's closed the gap. So, what are we down to now? 9 points.
Yeah, it was big. It would have that would have hurt Piastri a lot.
Yeah, he had the opportunity to extend it to be what would have been his biggest gap of the season in terms of the championship
Yeah.
lead. But instead, we're now back into single digits.
Yeah.
But also, fair play to McLaren for actually making this a title fight. So, yeah, obviously, they're on 559 points in the Constructors' Championship, and Ferrari in second place are on 260, so they're damn near 300 points clear. I think they're good. I think they can afford to say, go for it, guys. You know, have at ye. Even if there's one occasion where they do a Mercedes at 2015 Spain,
It wouldn't make a
it
difference.
wouldn't make
would
a
it?
lot of difference. There would be
Apart from-
absolute fallout in
Yeah,
the boardroom of like, you can't do this again, guys.
and the budget, they would
Yeah,
it hurt the budget a lot.
yeah. But I mean, they're not exactly losing any parts anywhere at the minute, are they? And they're not having to bring massive upgrades to fend off the competition. I think their focus now is very much on next year.
Yeah,
I think they might bring a
think-
few like circuit specific upgrades, particularly when we get back towards the end of the year and we go back to the Middle East and it's the hotter circuits again. Or specifically actually Mexico, where I think they'll open up the the cooling louvers again, so they'll have a circuit-specific engine cover.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I don't see them needing to bring any upgrades. So 2026 is on the cards now. As for everyone else, I think pretty much most of the other teams are also looking at it as like, oh, well, they fucking won it, so...
Yeah.
The only teams that I think are still like actively fighting over this are the midfield. So Williams, Aston Martin, Kick Sauber, Racing Bulls. Maybe Haas. Maybe not. We know that
I still
Gene's
feel like
a bit tight.
Yeah, I think they're all looking at next year now.
Yeah. So, I mean, Williams are on 70, Aston Martin are on 52, Kick Sauber's on 51, and Racing Bulls are on 45. So, in 35 points of space, I know that's a lot, but like, okay, let's take Williams out of it. They're 18 points clear currently, but we've obviously discussed that Aston Martin are on and up. Aston Martin, Kick Sauber, Racing Bulls separated by 7 points. That's what, like a 6th and a 9th? Is that enough for that? A 7th and a 9th would give you 8 points, and that would overhaul it.
Yeah, so that's easily doable.
Yeah. So, I think those 3 teams are the teams that would still be potentially bringing upgrade packages. But I think they also need to be careful and not lose focus of the fact that there's a massive regulation change next year.
Yeah.
But we all know that there's a lot of money for going up a very small space in the constructors' ladder. So, swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, but then you could also think, well, you could get that money back next year with a better car.
True. Very true. Right, yes, bold predictions. Because I've gone off on a tangent after doing the first bit. Ben, you said Yuki would finish in the top 7. He finished 17th. Chris has been penalised and disqualified from the bold predictions this round for using the exact same bold prediction he used last round of Sauber Q3. So he has been penalised. Pending penalty, could lose points from the bold prediction championship for that. Mel said Lewis Q1 exit. No, sadly it was a Q2 exit for Lewis this time around. I said that Hadjar would be the highest Red Bull backed driver. It was his teammate Liam Lawson this time. I was in the right area. I had the right team. I had faith in the RBs. But I just I lost out on the coin toss. So I didn't get that one. Ben, you win Lapdown Showdown this week.
Get in.
It was Franco Colapinto to get lap first, which you correctly predicted. It was on lap 37. I was the closest on lap count because I said 35, but you weren't far behind. You said 34. And he finished 1 lap down, which Chris and Mel both predicted, whereas we both said 2 laps down. So it gives us a break from the old predictions for a couple of weeks. We've got Formula 2 action and Formula 3 action to cover. It won't take too long, I don't think. It was mixed conditions on the Sunday, not so much on the Saturday. So we'll just cover that off. The qualifying session for Formula 2. Roman Stanek put it on pole, ahead of Leonardo Fornaroli. So it was an Invicta front row lockout. You don't really see that too often in the feeder series, do you? Obviously, with spec cars and drivers that are all young and pushing the limits and finding the limits sometimes, a front row lockout for a team is a rare thing. So well done to them too for managing that one. The all-important 10th place for the reverse grid pole was taken by Pepe Marti, which meant that Alex Dunn would start in second alongside him for the sprint. And that's exactly where they finished for the sprint. Pepe Marti won ahead of Alex Dunn, and Jack Crawford was in third after making his way up from 8th on the grid in that one. with Victor Martins in 4th and Leonardo Fornaroli picking up more points in 5th. The feature race, damp conditions, was a rolling start for this one. Leonardo Fornaroli won ahead of Roman Stanek. Leonardo Fornaroli won with a 2-second gap, even though he had a 5-second time penalty.
Oh,
He
that's
had a
our boy.
5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but Roman Stanek was defending so hard from the cars behind him that it allowed Leonardo to get off up the road and escape. So,
Nice.
yeah. And Jack Crawford finished 3rd in that one, with Luke Browning 4th and Richard Verschoor, another championship contender, in 5th. After the sprint race in Formula 2, it was nuts. There was like 5 points separating the top 4 drivers in the championship. So after the whole weekend is done, it's not quite that close. Leonardo Fornaroli leads the way after winning the feature race with 154 points. Jack Crawford is in 2nd on 137. Richard Verschoor is in 3rd on 135. And Luke Browning is in 4th on 125. And in 5th is Alex Dunn on 124. So...
And Alex Dunn was leading God knows how many rounds ago.
Yeah. Like, literally, like 2 rounds ago, he was winning.
Yeah.
So... That's, yeah, there's 4 rounds of that left. Monza, Baku, Qatar, and the UAE, the season finale. There is only 1 round left, however, of the Formula 3 Championship. So let's do that one. Qualifying. Rafael Kamara once again put it on pole. 8 thousandths of a second ahead of Mari Boyer. With Tuukka Tappinen finishing 3rd. Honourable mention to Gerard G in 4th, which is his best ever qualifying result, I think.
Nice.
I'm 90% sure he's Singaporean. I do want to check that later, but I think he's Singaporean. 12th place, and therefore reverse sprint pole, was taken by Tassanapol Intrapruvazak. And 11th was James Headley, so that was the front row. Huh?
He's Chinese.
Is he? No way.
That's what it says.
Mate, what? But Senator, I'm Singaporean. Oh, am I thinking of... I'm thinking of Christian Ho. Christian Ho's Singaporean. Gerard G, yeah. No, Gerard G is Chinese. Anyway, I think I'm still right in saying it was his career best qualifying result. Anyway, so reverse grid was Tassanapol Intrapruvazak ahead of James Headley. The sprint race was won by Tassanapol Intrapruvazak ahead of Ugo Chukwu and Charlie Wirtz in 3rd for Trident after making a way through the field. The feature race, this was basically all important because in the sprint, Rafa Kamara finished 8th and Mari Boyer finished 7th, but Nikola Solov only qualified 21st.
Jesus.
So this, I just for recollection's sake, I said last weekend if Rafa Kamara had a really good weekend this weekend, he could go into the final round comfortably, whereas Solov needed to have a good weekend this weekend and then qualified 21st. So Solov finished the sprint race 15th and therefore outside the points, and Kamara finished 8th and scalped a couple, which meant that he didn't need too many. I think he had a 31-point lead at that point, and he needs a 39-point lead to be confirmed as the champion before next round, because obviously you get 2 points for pole and then a point for fastest lap in the feature and in the sprint. So that's where you get that number from. He won the sprint, the feature race with pole position, but Mari Boyer took fastest lap. So he only got 27 points, not 28. Not that he'll care, because the points gap is big enough that Rafael Camara has won the Formula 3 championship this weekend. So he gets 3 weeks off and then gets to do 4 weeks off rather, and then gets to do a victory parade at Monza.
Yeah, as a victory parade, he can do Monza qualifying.
Which we know goes so well for Formula 3.
Which, yeah.
But also, he's a Ferrari driver academy backed driver, and he's won the championship, and he's going to Monza. That's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So, yes, Rafa Kamara won. Mari Boya finished second, and Tuka Tappinen finished third. So, while Kamara may have won the championship, there are still positions up for grabs here. Mari Boya has overtaken Nicholas Solov and is now in second in the championship. Kamara leads the way on 156 currently and therefore cannot be caught, as Mari Boya is on 108. Nicholas Solov is on 106. Tim Tramnitz is in fourth on 93, and Martinius Stenshorn is in fifth on 80. Basically, everyone below, second and below, there's still positions up for grabs.
Yeah.
But there's only one round of that left, and that is Monza. So we will have to wait and see what happens with that one. But we're in the summer break now. Next week will probably be our, I guess, halfway recap of who we think's doing well, who we think's doing shit, our general overview of the first half of the season, and what we'll be looking forward to in the second half of the season. So join us for that next time. Until then, thank you for listening and or watching, and goodbye.